Hiring freeze, laying off. As a current master's student in business analytics, I definitely know and understand how challenging the job market is for data science this year. In the past fall recruitment season, I successfully got 3 data-related offers, including a data science offer from a top 3 management consultant, and I want you to successfully land a job in data science too. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you the 5 things I would definitely do when I am seeking a role in data science. First of all, treat networking as your daily routine. I cannot emphasize how important networking is when it comes to finding a job, no matter in tech or in business. It's not a lie. I got 5 out of 7 interviews through networking and a career fair. Oh, you can imagine, like, there are thousands of applicants applying for the same roles every day. And for the company, they won't go through every resume or applications. Here's how the company work. They would not wait for a specific time and then start reviewing all the applications. No, they won't do that. They are doing in a rolling base. And once they have found a suitable candidates, they will stop recruiting and close the application. And so timing and opportunity is definitely a killer strategy. I realized the importance of networking pretty early. So in my case, I would spend 30 minutes per day only for networking. Treat it like a daily task you need to finish before you sleep. And do not directly ask for a referral from your first message. It could be very annoying. Start building a relationship first. You can send a cold email outreach, you can ask for a coffee chat. Show your passions and interests in the role or the work they are doing. Make the person you're networking with feel relatable and feel their background is somehow similar to yours so that they are able or willing to help you. And if you are reaching out to your recruiters, summarize for them why you would be a great fit. And in a later stage, after you got familiar with each other, and then you can start asking for career opportunity or referral. And if you have applied to a certain role and you network with recruiters, you can definitely ask if they can pull out your resume earlier for review. This is a very important trick. Like I said, if you have actually spoken to a recruiter, you will truly understand, like, it's not about how perfect or strong your background is. It's really about the opportunity and your proactive tactics to reach out. So now you need to stop planning, stop procrastinating, and start actually network, reach out to a person on LinkedIn, and you'll be surprised by how many unexpected opportunity you will get. And I will make a series of videos introducing my networking trick and how to send a cold message that can get like 90% of reply. Stay tuned. Second important thing is tailor your resume to what the companies want. After I got an offer, I am frequently consulted by my friends, and I noticed their pain point is most of them think they already did a really good and hard job revising their resume, and they think their resume is already unpickable. But still, there's no reply from the mass applications. And that's the point. You need to change your mindset. Think about application or the entire recruiting process as marketing. So in marketing, a very important point is always be customer oriented rather than product oriented, which means when we want to deliver a message, we always try to analyze what the audience wants and needs instead of bragging about how strong our product is. So my method is find 5 to 8 your dream positions and really look into their job descriptions, then summarize all the common key skills that they are looking for in the candidates. Next, incorporate the skills into your resume. For example, my dream position was marketing data scientist, and then I started to look into different job descriptions, and then I noticed there's several key skills included in every job description of marketing analyst or marketing data scientist, which is A/B testing, behavioral modeling, customer segmentations, predictive analysis, and then some soft skills like cross-team collaborations and communicating, growth strategy, something like that. And then I will restructure my resume by tailoring my past experience and have at least 1 bullet point for each of the keywords I summarize from the job descriptions. This is extremely helpful because, most of the recruiters, they don't have technical backgrounds. They don't actually understand what you have done. But if you're presenting something that is familiar, very similar to the job descriptions, and they realize they got the right person. And then the third point is prioritize your technical skills practice. I noticed a lot of candidates, including me in the past, are intimidated by how hardcore or tacky a data science role could be. And so we have like no directions. We want to learn everything about the tacky stuff. For example, I need to learn machine learning, deep learning. I want to learn cloud computing or neural networks, big data, Spark. Stop. Believe me, you don't have enough time to learn all of this technical skills. So under the limited time, let's say you only have 2 to 3 months, how can you maximize your success rate in a technical interview? So now I will introduce you with 3 technical skills that will be covered in 90% of the data science interview. If you don't have enough time, just prioritize practicing those 3. First of all, most importantly, very obviously, SQL, database language. You not only need to know the basic syntax, for example, group by, filtering, different joins, aggregations, calculations, but also you need to learn some advanced functions like window functions, which is very common in analyzing customer behavior, and also know how to interpret the questions, because in many cases the SQL question can be very blurred that you need to try to understand in under what kind of business context and extract what format or what kind of data. So you need to be very familiar with those syntax and its actual applications. I recommend you to practice SQL on LeetCode or HackerRank. Second tool, Python. And yeah, don't be afraid. I'm not talking about like using Python to develop a software or some very in-depth algorithm. No, you don't need that. What you need to do is 3 packages. First, NumPy, second, Pandas, and third, scikit-learn. NumPy and Pandas is mainly for data wrangling and pre-processing or feature engineering in the modeling parts. These 2 packages are so important. I think it's appear in every data science technical interviews I have go through, because if you actually work as a data analyst or data scientist, you will notice at least 40 to 60% of your role is cleaning data and do the data pre-processing. And the third package is scikit-learn. Scikit-learn is mainly for machine learning. As a data science analyst, you don't actually need to build the algorithm machine learning models from scratch. You can utilize different packages in the scikit-learn and know how to adapt into different business or data scenario, and that's enough. The third skills you need to cover is the statistics and the machine learning knowledge. You not only need to have a very good understanding of the basics, like different models, tree models, logistic regressions, or linear regressions, what is cross-validation, what is resampling, what is hyperparameter tuning, something like that, but also focus on the practical side, like what models can be applied to different business scenario. And if you really have a time limits for your preparations, I recommend you to focus on this following 3 categories. First, regression. Second, classifications. Those 2 are the main supervised learning techniques that you need to master on. And third, you can prepare one more unsupervised learning models like clustering, k-means, something like that. And basically those 3 categories can cover more than 80% of the data science analyst interviews, unless you're interviewing for specific roles, for example, for the recommendation system or for A/B testing, then you need to learn the specific knowledge about them. What are you steering? Take notes. Fourth, spend more time on diving deeper into your behavioral interview. Behavioral interview is so underrated by applicants who are applying for the tech roles. But in fact, in my 7 interviews with data science role, data analyst role, behavioral interview appears in almost every part of my interview. It is so common that I would say like more than half of the data science interview will consist of behavioral interview. It can be very random, like why do you apply for this role, to very data science specific questions like tell me about your time when you use data science to drive customer insight, or tell me about a time you use machine learning model to predict certain customer behaviors. Why behavioral interview is so important? Because this is the part you can actually differentiate or stand out from other applicants. For data science analyst interview, if your technical skills reach a certain threshold, then the company will think you are capable of dealing with technical challenges like many others applicants. But the company not only cares about whether or not you can finish a specific technical task, but more importantly, how you as a team player collaborating cross-functionally and communicating with different stakeholders from back-end engineers to the front-end business or product team, how you can take the initiative to identify problems and lead the projects, and how you can effectively solve problems with some innovative solutions and actually make an impact. They want to hire an active problem solver instead of a tool guy that only finish the task they are asked to do. And a very common reason why candidates would fail their behavioral interview is their story is just not impactful. I assume like everyone know how to use the STAR structure to tell the story, but ask yourself, is your STAR story really deep enough? So in the following few minutes, I would walk you through what kind of specific questions you need to dive deeper when you use the STAR framework. First, the situations. You can think about what the project is about and what are the problems, what are the business goal, and make sure you won't spend too much time on describing the situation or the project, because what the company care about is what you have done rather than how fancy the project itself is. And second, task. What's your specific task? And why is the project challenging? Is it because of the complexity of the business scenario, the tons of features, the lack of data source, or is something related to soft skills? You need to work with people with a much higher title than you. List what kind of challenges you face, because that can actually help the story more impactful. Third, actions. What did you do? Not your team, not your colleagues, or what your manager. They care about you, so tell them what you did. What's your steps or approach for problem solving? What's your responsibility? What's your specific contributions into this task? What programming tools or models or any analytical methods you have used? Or what challenges do you face? I strongly encourage you to add a twist in your story, like at first I tried this solution but it failed. And that painstaking process prompted me to do ABC and reach out to person ABC, and then I get things done. Making a twist can actually enrich your story and convince the interviewers that you are actually actively solving problems. Fourth, results. How you end up solving the problems and what's the impact, what's the data points improved, or what kind of benefits you bring to the companies. Before your interview, make sure you go through all the questions I listed above and restructure your behavioral interview answers. And the last point is flexibly adjust your career directions. Don't limit your option when applying for a certain role. I know some of you are super determined. I must become a data scientist in a big tech company. I must go into investment banking as an analyst. But right now, under these circumstances, your priority is to get an offer first, and then you can start to think about how to get a better offer. If you aim for data scientist, you can actually consider some similar data-related role, for example, product analyst, marketing analyst, business intelligence engineer, or business operation analyst, etc., etc. Like myself, before I was so determined to go into tech, but now I would join consulting as a data scientist, and I am excited in the same time to explore a new region. Probably I would do better in consulting field. Who knows? Just try out and don't limit your options. Explore. Okay, this is the 5 things I would do and I encourage you to do during this data science recruiting. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you think this video is helpful, please like and subscribe, and I will be producing more contents about data science, job applications, campus life, and productivity. I know it's hard, it's challenging, and it's exhausting, but don't give up and try those 5 tips. If I can do it, you can definitely make it. And definitely comments below if you have any further questions. I'll be happy to answer. Stay tuned. Good night.